Welcome back to ACR. My name's Alan and this is the new GLE. So the first change, as always, you're going to notice the brand new Mercedes-Benz is the front end, and check out these new lights. So just like the front end, the rear end has also been redesigned as well, and check out these nice new tail lights. So with the automatic tailgate, it's as simple as just doing this, or the kick function, or with the remote, for example. But what you'll notice is there's two buttons up here. Now, this stop button, you can stop at any time throughout its movement, or you can use it to set the height. So if you pull it down because your garage is too small, press stop, then hold stop, you'll hear a beep. That beep means that's the position it'll always go to. So if I hit that button now, it goes down, and then for argument's sake, there you go. The other button next to it is a lock button. That lock button actually locks the whole car up. So if I was to hit that now, the mirrors fold in, down it goes. Perfect, all locked up and you're good to leave the car. There's so much space, even I can fit in here. Hopping inside the new GLE now, the first thing you're going to feel is how big it is by comparison to the rest of them, and even the previous gen. I actually, at 6'2", I actually feel small in this car. It's ridiculous. And that also translates into the storage space in here. There's 6 cup holders up front, there's 4 in the rear, and not to mention just overall, you know, the armrest console storage space, the one underneath the roller blind here, the glove compartment as well. It's just huge. The first thing also you're going to notice is these grab handles. These have been redesigned with these new color strips in them, and they're not cheap. Like, you can really give it a good beating and it's just not going to go anywhere. So when you're going off-road, you got one there, and for the passenger you got one up here as well, even the driver, but you wouldn't want to go hands-free. You got both of those there, so you can really lock yourself in for all those, you know, turbulent bumps and everything else. Opening up the roller door, you can see we've got 2 cup holders, got 2 USB-C chargers here as well. One for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the other one just for purely charging purposes. And we've got a wireless charging pad. So if you don't want to plug your phone in, you've got the wireless charging pad, but it is made for phablets and you can get it in there relatively easily. However, you really got to struggle to get it back out. And it's an absolute pain because you put it in nice and easy, it starts charging, and then you got to try and force and almost break your fingers to get it out. So you might end up just opting to plug it in the USB-C and have it in the center console, for example. So one of the other things we just noticed, if you've got a case on your phone, good luck to you fitting it into that area. It just doesn't want to fit. So if you're going to charge your phone wirelessly in this car, don't have a case on it. So opening up the center console here, you can see there's plenty of room in there, but there's a thing for the key in here, and I don't know who would put their key in there. Like, if you're going to do that, your key's always going to be in your pocket. And I thought at first it might be for your phone, but it doesn't hold it. There's no point to it. I think they just cleared that out. There's no real need for that mold to be in there, and you could have got a little bit more storage space out of it. Having a look through the center console here, you'll probably recognize some things from our A-Class review. So as with the new MBUX system, you've got the haptic feedback touchpad as per the A-Class. This here has been changed a little bit. Instead of the palm one that you saw, it looks almost like the AMG gear shifter. And then down below there, you've got the raise and lower for the airmatic suspension system in here, which is kind of cool. And then you've got the standard up to the top here as well with your volume, which you can use to mute. You've got your navigation, your map, your telephone, your media, your car settings, and even your self-parking as well, which will demonstrate in this car as well. And then your favorites button. So all that there, plus your dynamic slope to go through the different modes like economy, sports, comfort, and all that as well. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to set up a profile in the MBUX system so you can see how that is done and how it actually adjusts the steering wheel and the seat for you. It's pretty nifty. Alright, so here we go. So straight away you can see up on the screen here, and you've got profiles. We'll click on that. We're going to go create profile. Now when you first start the car up, it's actually going to take you through this as a given. So when you go to Mercedes-Benz dealership and you get your car and they do the handover process, they're going to help you set this up as well. Now, I can choose whatever avatar I like, but I'm going to choose the guy in the middle with a collar. Why not? I'm going to enter my name. Perfect. Hit OK. So you can keep the current settings, which is the factory settings, or you can let it do its own thing. I'm going to go continue with the current settings. Perfect. Now, suggestions. This car can actually make suggestions about what you listen to, your navigation, and your telephone. So for example, if you call someone every afternoon at a certain time, it'll begin to recognize that, and then it'll start to make that suggestion. Would you like to call Dave, for example? You know, if you like to go to a certain destination, it'll recognize that and remember it. Same with music, it'll start selecting artists and everything else for you. So I'm going to let it make suggestions. Yep. And continue. Now, seat positioning, this is kind of cool. So at the moment you've got a scale from 145, so if you're any shorter than 145, I'm sorry you can't drive this car. If you're over 220, are you going to fit? That's the question. But I am 188. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the positioning. Click start. Yeah, I want that to happen. You can see how the seat's going back, it's adjusting, the steering wheel's adjusting. And that's it, so we're done. So now it's set up perfectly for me. I'm going to continue. Yes, we've done that. The seat adjustment's all good to go. Now, I'm not going to set a home address, and I advise my customers to never set a home address because it's just a breach of privacy. If someone gets into your car or whatever else, you don't want that to happen. So, I'm not going to do that. If you really need to, for navigation reasons, if you're doing a long distance haul, set a point of interest near you, like a local shopping center or something where you know you can travel to and from with ease. Hit continue again. I'm not going to connect my phone, but if you have an NFC capable phone, all you have to do is put it in that really hard to reach wireless charging pad, and it'll actually sync the phone automatically. Finished. There we go, welcome, thank you, go to home. We're back at the screen we were before. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the MBUX system. So I'm going to show you some more features because I know in the A class I touched on it a little bit, but I want to do a more in-depth review this time around as well. So you can see we're on the home screen here. And now, for example, if I say, hey Mercedes,
how can I help you?
Display maps. Perfect, straight up there. Now, if I want to go to a destination, for example, I can just say, hey Mercedes,
how can I help you?
Navigate to the Breakfast Creek Hotel.
Please select an entry.
Number 1.
Route guidance is starting.
Perfect, it's as simple as that. And if you want to cancel it, it's even easier. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help you?
Stop navigation.
Cancelling route guidance.
Now it doesn't just do navigation, it can do your sunroof, it can do your radio stations, it can do a whole lot of things like even, hey Mercedes,
how can I help you?
Take me to vehicle settings. Perfect, straight in there. You can go into your engine, you can see the different meters there, go into your consumption as well, straight into your owner's manual, so the whole owner's manual has been downloaded to this car as well, so you can go through all that. You've also got your comfort setting here. Now with that, if you had the Energized pack in this car, you could get massage seats. You can also get, with this one, standard the seat kinetics, so it'll actually move your seat with little bits of adjustments here and there, so that way it aids in blood flow and reduces the risk of cramping on long drives. And you've also got your ambient lighting as per the MBUX. You've got 64 colors in here, one for every day of the next 2 months and then some. And we go back, we can go into your info areas, your Mercedes Me. Now this car is fitted with Mercedes Me. So what that comes with is an app on your phone that you can download. You can check the current fuel status, the brake wear, all your fluid levels. You can check when your next service is due. It'll even then send, if there's a fault light that comes up on the screen, it'll send that code through to the service department, and that way the service department can order the parts ahead of time. That way when they tell you to come in 2 weeks time, the parts will be there, your car will be done, there's no waiting around. It simplifies the whole process. You've also got an SOS button up top here. That SOS button can be activated in an emergency situation, and that way you can have, you know, ambulance and police on your location if you're involved in an accident, for example. Some of the other features in here, so you got settings, you can go into your quick access, your assistance, so like your traffic sign assist, that's that function where, like the A-Class, it takes photos of the speed limit signs and adjusts accordingly. You've got your camera and parking function as well. You've got your active brake assist, your blind spot, your attention assist, your lane keep assist, your lane change assist. So this car on the highway can change lanes for you just by flicking your indicator on and you're good to go. You can go into your vehicle, your dynamic select, everything else there as well, your auto seat adjustment, your standby mode, your lights like your ambient lighting, your intelligent headlighting, your dipped beams, everything. And then finally in a system where you can change your displays as you see fit. So it's a massive update for this car. The GLE hasn't seen technology like this, and I think this is going to be something that's just going to lead the future within the SUV range. I don't think it's going to be superseded anytime soon. I love the new heads-up display. It's massive, and because the overall car size is massive as well, it actually fits that and suits it perfectly, and there's so much information up there. Not just your navigation, not just the current speed limit, but your radio station, your cruise control settings, the distance between you and the car in front up there, the compass is up there as well, your parking sensors, everything. Like, you wouldn't even need to look at these beautiful 12.5-inch screens, and you've got all the information up there in front of you. It's just mind-blowing. It's awesome. I have to admit, for the size of this car, it's got some up and go about it. And it's only a 4-cylinder, 2-litre turbo diesel. And it's like 180 kilowatts at 500 newton meters of torque. So I'm surprised at the size of the vehicle that it can still go from 0 to 100 in 7.2 seconds. Like, my car, the sedan, does it in 7.7 with the same effort, you know, same 180 kilowatts, 2-litre, 4-cylinder petrol instead of a diesel. It's amazing. The air suspension is such a big improvement. It just makes everything soft. You know, every bump, you don't feel the bumps, you don't feel the divots in the road. It's very smooth in its approach to everything else. It's so quiet. I'd expect a small engine with a car this big to be really revving to get the speed, but it's not. It's just doing it effortlessly. There's just so much room. Like, I feel small. I feel small in this car, but there's just so much room in it, and yet it still feels really easy to drive. You know, I don't feel like I'm fighting the wheel. I don't think I need 2 hands on it. You know, I can literally just palm the steering wheel and do a nice easy turn. Not to mention, like, the seat adjustment it did for the profile setup is perfect. It's enough reach for the arms. The legs are just in the right position to not be cramped or uncomfortable. It's really good. It's really well done. So we're just fighting for a position up and down this road at the moment. I'm about to hit a speed bump, and so what? Next speed bump, well, yeah. You know, this car is going to dominate the off-road with the off-road pack on it. It'll just dominate. It'll be phenomenal. And it has that ability to bounce out of a sand trap, you know? It's such an easy drive. This is definitely one of those ones that, if I was to choose a non-AMG, this would be the one that I'd drive. I'd own this one. All in all, it's a fantastic SUV. The GLE really sets the benchmark for its size. There's just a few minor things I wish they would have picked up on that I mentioned in the video. I'd like to thank Mercedes-Benz Brisbane for allowing us the opportunity to shoot this vehicle today out front of their flagship store as well, which is absolutely amazing. And I look forward to bringing you some more content. So this has been Alan from ACR, wishing you safe motoring.